Imagine waking up one morning and realizing your country has fallen. The capital is gone. The army has surrendered. Foreign soldiers now stand on your streets. Most people think this is the end of the war, but military historians know something darker. Conquering a country is easy. Controlling it is almost impossible. Because behind every occupation lies a formula, a cold, mathematical rule whispered in military academies, a rule so brutal that even superpowers fear it. Some call it the 20 per 1,000 rule. Others call it the occupation equation. Tonight, we break it open. The rule that breaks empires. To occupy a hostile population, you need 20 soldiers for every 1,000 civilians. Let that sink in. A town of 50,000 requires 1,000 troops. A city of 1 million requires 20,000 troops. A country of 40 million requires 800,000 soldiers. No country, not even a superpower, can sustain this. And here's the twist. Even these numbers are rarely enough. Because occupations aren't about tanks or drones. They're about breaking human resistance, the one weapon civilians always keep, their will to fight back. The empire that learned through blood.
Let's start with the British Empire, a superpower that ruled a quarter of the planet. Even they learned that occupations eat armies alive.
Hundreds holding Iraq required 100,000 British troops just to control a few million people. Yet rebellions erupted non-stop. Supply lines were ambushed. Convoys vanished in the desert. Every soldier sent to Iraq was a soldier not guarding India, Africa, or Asia. Britain didn't lose Iraq in battle. It lost to arithmetic. Not enough boots, too much land, too many people who refused to bow. The superpower that still couldn't hold. Fast forward. The United States, the most technologically powerful military in history, invades Iraq in 2003. The invasion lasts 3 weeks. The occupation lasts 8 years. It costs $2 trillion and at its peak requires 160,000 troops. Even then, the numbers never met the occupation ratio. And the result? Insurgencies, car bombs, street warfare, a government that collapsed without support. This wasn't a failure of strategy, it was a failure of math. When even terror can't break a nation. Some powers try to compensate with fear. The Soviet Union tried this in Afghanistan. The USSR deployed over 100,000 troops to control 15 million Afghans, still far below the formula. Their answer? Scorched earth, airstrikes on villages, collective punishment. But brutality doesn't crush resistance, it feeds it. Tribes united, rebels multiplied. Every casualty became a cause. In 1989, the Soviets retreated, not defeated in a grand battle, but defeated by the human spirit. You can't occupy a nation that refuses to be occupied. The most terrifying case study. Algerian War exposes the formula even more brutally. France deployed hundreds of thousands of soldiers to control just 10 million people. On paper, the ratio was met. In reality, France still failed. Why? Because occupation isn't about population size, it's about population loyalty. Every village became a front line, every shopkeeper a potential informant. Children acted as lookouts, women smuggled guns under their clothes. Civilians became the resistance. France won nearly every military battle and still lost the war. What about today? Modern militaries understand the formula. They know occupying a country is a death trap. Even Russia invading Ukraine never attempted full occupation because the math makes it impossible. Now consider China and Taiwan. Taiwan has 23 million people. To hold it, China would need at least 460,000 soldiers stationed permanently, not counting losses, reinforcements, or guerrilla warfare in mountains and dense cities. Even the world's largest standing army knows the numbers don't add up. The final truth. Here's the truth every general hates. You can invade a country, you can topple its government, you can crush its army, but you cannot control its people. Occupation isn't strength. Occupation is weakness. Because the moment you need hundreds of thousands of troops to control civilians, the war is already lost. The math doesn't lie. Empires fall to it. Superpowers retreat because of it. And every would-be conqueror hits the same wall. A population that refuses to kneel is the most powerful force on Earth. If you want more deep dives into military logic, forgotten formulas, and the hidden mechanics of modern war, subscribe. We're just getting started.